Hey everyone, it's Bobby from Lyco Birds with another spring warbler warm-up video, and this one is going to cover Nashville Warbler. And the main things you want to look for on a Nashville Warbler are a gray head with a pretty defined white eye ring, and typically a yellow throat and a yellow underside of the body. And oftentimes the back is sort of greenish. And one thing that always strikes me on these birds in the field is just how compact they look, even compared to other warblers. You know, warblers as a family are pretty small birds, and Nashville warblers look compact even compared to them. And just this gray-headed white eye ring and the yellow underside look is pretty distinctive. And even though there's other warblers that have a very similar overall color pattern, but typically just how crisp the features are on Nashville Warbler, and like I said, the compact structure is really going to make it easy to pick those out compared to the confusion species. And you can see even from a really poor angle like this, you can still see the gray head, the white eye ring really jumps out even in poor lighting like this, and the yellow underside, including the throat. And if we compare to something like common yellowthroat, you'll see the yellow on common yellowthroat is more concentrated in the throat area and doesn't cover the whole underside to the same extent that it does on Nashville Warbler. And typically the eye ring is going to be very weak or even almost non-existent on common yellowthroat. Certainly not as bold as you see on Nashville Warbler. And just overall, common yellowthroats look a lot more brown. There's a lot more brownish tones in the plumage. And also, you'll note differences in behavior. Common yellowthroats tend to be a lot more skulky, and they're going to be down in the brush more than Nashville Warblers are. Not that Nashville Warblers can't be in brush, but common yellowthroats tend to hide a little bit more. And something like Connecticut Warbler would be another possibility of a confusion species. Connecticut Warblers are a lot less common, and it's more so a fall challenge than a spring one. In Pennsylvania and the Northeast, there's not too many Connecticut warblers going through in the spring. And even in the fall, there's not too many coming through. So you're going to see a lot more Nashville warblers than Connecticut's. And you can see it's the same basic color patterns. And Connecticut's also have a strong eye ring. But they're just really, really hefty birds. The build is a lot more robust than typical warblers. And typically, they don't show strong yellow in the throat either. And just really the thing that strikes you in the field is just how large Connecticut warblers look. I remember the first time I saw one, I thought it was a thrush or something that I had flushed, because just they are really large for warblers, and they're built really large for warblers. And Mourning Warbler is kind of similar. You'll see the bright ones, especially in the spring, you're going to have a lot more of a defined head and throat that's more of a gray color. But especially in the fall, you'll end up with birds that look a little more like this. And you can see this one is maybe a little closer to what a Nashville Warbler looks like, but typically they're not going to have strong eye rings. If I jump to Nashville real quick again, you see how much more defined the Nashville is. And just overall, the yellow is not as strong. And again, just note the shape, how much larger these birds look than the compact structure of a Nashville Warbler. So if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.